Greetings, Patreon members. This video I want to talk about some thumb picking and some stuff I've observed some students do. And recently, today I was tagged on a forum post on Troy Grady's site and something about Chris Brooks saying how he doesn't use his thumb and index finger to be the driving force in picking ever, apparently. So basically, I've noticed that people, there's seems to be two different directions of thumb picking, and the way I do it, I'm going to be, I don't know which one to call it, arrogant, but I'm going to say that my thumb picking style is the right way, and I have a very, very specific reason for this. Is because when I use my thumb and I go from thumb picking speed to wrist involvement and then more arm and then to the elbow base type stuff, the pick is always going in the same direction. And what I'm talking about is like when I'm doing a thumb pick type of thing. And I'm going to move the camera here so you can get a better close-up of what I'm doing. See, when I do a downstroke, I'm starting with the pick basically pretty much parallel to the string, and then I bend my thumb down for a downstroke, and I go thumbs up for the upstroke, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the faster I go, when the thumb starts to lock up, it's still going in that same direction. The pick point is always going this way, across at this angle. Now the thing I'm noticing other people do, and I do intend on making this a more full-fledged video in the future, but you guys get it first. This was just really on my mind today. So what I'm noticing, what Chris Brooks did, and what other people do, and one guy, I think his name is Pepper Brown, refers to this as scalpel picking. Shredmaster Scott has referred to this as pencil picking, I think it was. And this is what I've noticed some students do, which has caused issues for them. And as far as synchronization when going faster and faster, and transitioning from thumb movement to wrist to elbow, pivot points. Anyway, so what I've seen people do is they'll start with their thumb bent first, and then they'll make their thumb flat for the downstroke. Try and change the angle here a little bit. So they'll do it like this. So they have the thumb bent, and then they'll straighten it for the downstroke, and then bend it for the up. Ah, God, I hate the way it sounds. Now, I admit I have definitely not practiced it that way very much, but it just, I don't know if you need a particular kind of pick to make it sound right, if I need to angle my hand a bit different for that. But anyway, here's the problem I see with this, and this is one of the issues that finally saw with one particular student, is that basically if you're going to pick your thumb pick this way, scalpel pick, pencil pick, whatever, if you're doing it this way, going downstroke by extending the thumb and then upstroke by bending it, your pick is basically moving in a different direction when you start going with your wrist. So let's see if I can explain that better. So you're basically, when you're doing a downstroke, the pick's going this way, so it's kind of going across strings this way. Right? I'm exaggerating the angle. So when you're thumb picking the way that I advise not doing, pick goes this way. Now when you're strumming a guitar, are you strumming it like this? No, you're not. You're strumming it this way. The pick goes across the strings at this angle. So basically, for the right-handed players, the pick will go down at an angle towards your right leg. It's strumming towards the bridge. But the thumb picking way, the scalpel pick way, whatever the hell you want to call it, is picking towards the neck. That's the direction it goes when it goes down. So nobody, I mean, my guitar teacher talked to me about using the thumb. He said Paul Gilbert said in order to play fast you need to get used to playing the thumb. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he said. All I remember is use the thumb. So it took me a while to get used to it. As you can see, I'm using my thumb even with something like that. There's still some thumb movement involved. And even that riff of mine, I still feel there's some form of thumb movement here and there. It's not just thumb, it's not just wrist moving, it's not just arm, it's a combination of the three. So having all three planes of movement, or pivot points, whatever you want to call it, go in the same direction seems to be a very important thing. Because the thing that's tripped up the students, move the camera back a bit now, the thing that tripped up the students here, one guy especially, and I can think of two people in particular. One guy, I could never figure out what the hell was going on with his synchronization problem, because I saw him using the thumb, but I never noticed he was picking the opposite way that I was doing. And I know that's the reason why he kept fucking up. So the other guy, who I was still teaching, when I finally noticed him doing it, picking the opposite direction that I do, that's where, when he started to focus more on making the thumb roll the same direction that his wrist would go, he started to improve certain things. So I guess the moral of the video is, if you're going to use thumb movements, make sure it goes the same direction your wrist is going to go. So when you start to speed up more and more and more, everything's going the same direction. It seems, I don't know, maybe there's somebody out there who can make it go the other direction and still involve wrist movement and have it play 100% accurate. It seems very problematic to me. I want to know what you guys think. Yeah, so just to end this, if you're going to do the thumb picking thing the way that I do it, the way I recommend, you start with your thumb extended. So think thumbs up to begin with. Pick will be parallel to the string, and then you bend the thumb down for a downstroke, and then you extend the thumbs up for an upstroke. Bend it down, extend it up. Bend it down, extend it up. So it should go in the same direction your wrist would go when strumming. So even if I'm doing something like this, you see my thumb, I know it's kind of blurry with the camera right now. It's the lowest. I have to set it at this low frame rate so the audio and video will be synced up better. But anyway, so see how down here I strum down, the thumb's bent. Strummed up, the thumb is straighter. So if I was doing it the other way, God, it's just so weird for even trying to do it that way, the opposite way. Yeah, so there you go. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be getting back to some actual riff demonstration things next week. Done!